The first scene of the movie features a pretty girl by the name of Nora climbing mountains with her father. The father of Nora believes that if people saw things from their hearts, they would appear to be different from how the world sees them. The trolls are still around in the shadows if we look at the mountains, else, we will only see creatures from legends. Nora's father once told her a tale of 13 drunken trolls who turned into stones when sunlight shone on them during a wedding. Nora's people hide themselves from the rest of the world, Nora's father said. Since there were only mountains in front of her, Nora thinks this is only a story even though they are now in those mountain stones. The father of Nora tells her to look into her heart and she will see trolls. Nonetheless, Nora catches a glimpse of trolls in the mountains. Trolls have a human appearance, yet they are enormous and don't hurt people. The plot develops, and Nora is now older and working with a team of people while digging somewhere. Her team dug there for 6 months without discovering anything priceless. They had been expecting to find something significant. Nora is informed by the team leader that we should depart right away. Because her father taught her to trust herself, Nora still wants more time. She doesn't care about anyone and was digging when she unexpectedly discovered something enormous. When the bombs were launched, there was a massive explosion, and when the workers moved inside to investigate, they saw something heading toward them. On the other side, gunpowder was being loaded into the mountains to be blasted since a station had been built there. The military commander called a conference and invited Nora in order to learn why the workers were fleeing in fear. The Prime Minister's advisor, Andreas, welcomes Nora. When Nora views the footage showing the enormous footprints, the onlookers think this will be a big deal or that perhaps a storm is to blame. Although Nora makes it apparent that these are the footsteps, nobody seemed to be taking her comments seriously. Another female then shows them a video in which they can see a gigantic object as she arrives in the meantime. They are all startled and terrified. What exactly is this? After that, an elderly couple is seen sipping tea in the evening as an elderly man observes his dog barking non-stop. The couple moves underground to flee as their home begins to shake, and everything there is also trembling. After a while, they emerge to discover their home demolished, at which point they realize Nora and Andreas were sent to them. Andreas inquires about Nora's father when they are traveling, and she replies that although her mother passed away many years ago, her father is still alive and has ideas that are not of this world. Since he couldn't be a writer, that is why he lives alone, Andreas explains to Nora about himself as they approach the elderly couple. They come upon a captain, who informs them that someone arrived while they were crossing the stream and left in search of the mountains. At a distance of 3 kilometers, they discovered enormous footprints, which subsequently vanished. When Nora approaches the elderly couple, the woman says she heard a strange voice that sounded like someone was crying and that it was strange, but it vanished instantly, leaving her wondering how such a big thing could vanish so quickly. Nora, accompanied by Andreas and the captain, runs to her father upon hearing the lady because her father had seen mountains up close. There are many troll photographs in Nora's home, and her father is the only person who truly understands the mountains. When the work was being done many years ago, Nora's father claims that something came out of the mountains, but it was difficult to verify because at the time the government had destroyed all of the evidence. However, Nora claims that something is still coming out of the mountains today. Her father explains to her that trolls used to roam freely many thousands of years ago and that any human who had a relationship with a troll was punished. The trolls first appeared many years ago, and Nora's father found them, but he was afterwards diagnosed as insane and committed to a mental institution. Later, when Nora and her father moved there, the tracks were gone, and Nora's father was gazing at the stones. Nora was observing her father on it from a distance while the captain and Andreas commented that her father didn't appear to be feeling well and that his mental state wasn't good. Nora goes to her father and attempts to explain to him how she believes that he has been lost in the stories. Suddenly, there are weird smells and dark clouds, but when she turns around, she notices an eye. They were confronted by a sizable troll who was actually there. The captain picks them all up from there, and as they proceed, they show a military camp. This footage captured on camera. Nobody believed it, and Nora's father continued to talk about trolls, but no one believed his stories, which is why he was expelled from the place. The Prime Minister responds, "We don't have much time for you to absorb all this," when Nora pleads for more time to understand everything. "We will wait until that moment, but until you realize what that monster is, that thing will destroy us. The military will be in charge of any subsequent tasks, and whatever they are, they will be completed." As the captain approaches, Nora replies, "I want to go with you, but I can't because I can't take 3 of them with me." Even so, the captain agrees with Nora, and the military informs them of the troll's position. When everyone arrives there and the soldiers are waiting for them while they wait for the troll, Nora's father apologizes to her for not spending more time with her. Despite the fact that her father was alive, she has lived her life as if she has nothing in this world, yet Nora insists that her father is with her. The troll follows it, but it halted at its location when it realized there were humans nearby. The captain gave the order to shoot at first sight, but the firing had no effect on the troll, which causes it to grow enraged. Many troops were murdered as a result of it assaulting them, but Andreas and Nora and her father hid behind a rock. The Christian soldier who was with them was eaten by the troll as he picked him up. As a result, Nora's father claims that the trolls can smell the Christians and recognize them. Following that, they approach the troll and implore it to maintain its composure and courage before telling it to quit. What's astonishing is that the trolls seemed to comprehend him and calm down. While this was happening, a few troops were once more battling the troll, which infuriated it and caused it to kill a few soldiers. The troll accidentally kills Nora's father, but instead of running away, it apologizes and leaves after expressing its sadness. It was an odd incident, and when Nora's father was hurt, he was counting his final breaths and said, "Royal, palace, and house," before passing away. Nora no longer has a parent in this world because he died. The captain warns Nora that an air attack will be hazardous to them the following day. When Nora begins researching trolls, she learns that they dislike church bells. Because of Nora's placement of all those hints in front and the captain's assistance, they attack the church. The commander considers what Nora stated and gives Nora another chance because it is a good thing if the trolls can be stopped to prevent destruction. Nora's strategy to stop the troll while ringing the church bells was successful, and when the troll heard the bells, it was unable to withstand them. A child was about to lose her life as a result of it breaking all the bells and going berserk after that. However, the troll saves the child and prevents anything from happening to her. Everyone was shocked to see this, and then the troll turns to look at Nora before leaving. Nora was fired from her assignment because her plan didn't work, and the government is now considering using a missile to target the troll. They will suffer a great deal of harm as a result of the city becoming deserted. After, Andreas is seen leaving to pick up Nora from her house. Nora didn't know where the troll was going to go next. Here, she recalls what her father said, that he took the name Royal Palace when he was dying, and Nora makes the decision to go there. When she arrives, she meets the chief minister of the king, who explains that it was formerly thought that if one monarch's house was built on top of another, it was a good omen. He also reveals that there was a troll's home before the palace, and they were known as the King of Mountains. Because they disliked church bells, the monarch silenced all of them save for one youngster, who was then sent into the darkness of the mountains while being terrified so that he would perish there. The troll has returned to its home after being dormant for a while, which is why it wants to come here. The minister takes him to the basement where there are a few troll skeletons, and when Nora shines a light on one, it turns to stone and she remembers the tale. Her father tells the tale of what happened to the 13 trolls, who turned to stone when exposed to sunlight. According to the legends, light is their adversary and turns trolls into stones when it shines on them. Nora calls the captain and explains how they can defeat the troll without suffering a severe impairment. She summons him to a wide open space and requests that he set up a massive solar system. Later, Nora and Andreas transport the child skeleton to the open field in their car so the enormous troll won't chase them after seeing it. The boy was a troll that the king sent to the cave because he was terrified of him. The launch of the missiles was announced on the radio, but Nora needs to stop those missiles in order for her plan to succeed. In order for his buddy to breach the system, Andreas telephones her, and she follows suit. The skipper also set the solar system while the missiles were stopped. On the opposite side, Nora and Andreas are blocking the troll's path with the skeleton of the boy. When the troll notices the skeleton, it follows them. Nora accelerates her car quickly, but when she abruptly stops, the skeleton tumbles to the ground. The troll picks up the skeleton after it. It began to cry as soon as it saw it, and Nora felt its sorrow as well. The troll was all by himself in the world. The skeleton collapses and breaks in the meanwhile. It now becomes enraged and follows Nora and Andreas, who were moving quickly to avoid the troll. The troll was about to capture them as they arrived in that field, but Nora and Andreas leapt out of their automobile. In this field, the captain activates the solar system. On the other hand, the military camp was where it was found that the missile system had been compromised. They activate the system once more, and the missiles are likewise fired, but the commander halts the missile launch when he sees soldiers. The troll started screaming and started slowly turning to stone because it was in pain when there was a lot of light in the open field that fell on it. Even though they weren't a risk to anybody, they were crying and screaming before Nora realized what they were all doing wrong and that their possessions had been taken. She shuts off the solar system, stands in front of the troll, and requests the troll to go because they were created by nature and have the right to survive. They will put an end to you, she warns, so go far away and hide in the shadows once more. The troll was listening to what Nora was saying, but it was too late, the troll turned into stone. Nora regrets that she was unable to help the troll. When the military camp team arrives, the Prime Minister informs Nora that her father's tales were accurate. Her father had a reputation for being honest. Andreas quits his work and declares that he wants to become a writer. Andreas asks Nora if the mountains are home to any trolls. Nora chuckles and declares that anything is possible. This brings the movie to an end.